Or anything from the last class session? Everyone's cool with it. All right, so we'll continue on today with the elevator pitch. Today we're going to talk about how we go about creating an elevator pitch, or a little framework to help just guide us in our efforts towards making it. What are some questions or the main points you think that we should cover in an elevator pitch? I know we talked a little bit about some stuff on Monday, but what do you think are some things we should try to hit on in particular?
What the product or service is, tentative price, you plan to target, what's your target market?
Or benefits and customers.
Okay. Anyone else want to add anything?
I'd just say like how it appeals to your audience, whether it's how it appeals to the consumer or how it appeals to an investor. Either way, whatever the benefit is for the person you're talking to.
Okay. Yeah, all those are good. I came up with some things and looked around and found some things as well. And here's some of the stuff that I found useful that I think should be addressed within the elevator pitch. Maybe we should try to answer what the product or service is, obviously. Who's the market? What your revenue model is. Who's behind the company, and who your competition is, and what your competitive advantage is. So these are things that we should try to answer within that pitch. So touching on what your product or service is, so give a brief description of what it is that you sell. So obviously we don't want to just elaborate on and just talk about stuff that's immaterial. So just hit on the most important ideas and concepts, because obviously time is of the essence in this. Obviously don't go into too much details. We said last time, avoid statistics and just technical language. And obviously know who your audience is, if you recall from last class too. So modify the speech based upon who you're talking to. You know, some people might have more knowledge than others. Some people might have, different understanding, and just look at stuff different. So just know your audience. The description should include things such as what it does, why it's needed, and how it's going to get accomplished. We touched on that stuff as well on Monday. The next thing on who's your market. So briefly discuss who you're selling the product or service to. Is it going to be sold to businesses, or is it going to be sold to individuals? So who's going to be your market? Who are you going to focus this on? What do you think would be a main difference between marketing something towards a business as opposed to being marketed towards an individual?
I think as far as businesses go, you'd probably use more logic and how your product or service will benefit them monetary wise. Individuals probably do it more of an emotional motivation. So that's usually what sells to individuals.
Right. So you want to once again gear it and modify. It goes right back to modifying it of who your target audience is. Like you said, usually individuals are going to be concerned on how is this good or service going to actually benefit them as an individual, as opposed to obviously businesses. Most part are looking to turn a profit off of what they bring in. So it just comes back to just knowing who you're talking to, really. What industry is your product or service in? So obviously we could have it in business, transportation, construction, manufacturing, just whatever the industry might be. So just know what the industry is, and obviously if you know what the industry is, you obviously need to know a little bit about the industry as well. So you don't want to go into trying to do an elevator pitch and you sound like you have no idea about whatever the industry is, the product that you're trying to bring to that industry. And obviously know how large of a market that product or service represents. So know how large the market is to know how to make your approach during that pitch. So everyone good on the market? So what is your revenue model? So obviously that's simply stated as how are you going to make money? What are you going to do to make money? And then here is just a list of some of the different types of revenue models that you could choose from. We'll just run through them real quickly. The ad-based revenue model, what do you think that is?
I mean, that sounds like something on YouTube. Basically, how many views your video gets. That's like it translates into your income basically, because people or the companies will show their ads on will buy your video.
Right. So it's just based upon, they're paying for your, you're going to receive money for, like you said, put something on Facebook or YouTube. So that company is going to ultimately receive money from them, putting that advertisement up on there. The affiliate revenue model, what do you think that this model, how do they produce revenue or generate revenue under an affiliate revenue model? Does anyone know what an affiliate revenue model is?
I believe that's more like in the like when people write blogs and their affiliate marketers pay them to mention their products.
Right. So you're trying to steer them towards an affiliate. So, and you'll get compensated based upon whether someone actually visits their site or store, or based upon maybe a percentage of an outcome, like a percentage of a sale or a rental or something like that. So that's another one. The transaction revenue model, obviously, that's if you have a transaction, you're making money every time you conduct a transaction. Subscription revenue model, if you have magazines, they're going to subscribe to your service. Web sales, obviously, that's just doing it online, just making your sales online. Direct sales would be like just an actual sales representative that goes out on and hits the road running, just going door to door or company to company doing that. The channel sales, which could be the indirect sales, maybe you have other people sell your product for you, or other companies. Maybe you give them goods on consignment and they sell it for you. Retail sales, something like a retail store. We all know what retail sales is. Another form could be the product is free, but then charge people for the service of the product. And the last one's a freemium model. Does anyone know what a freemium model is? Anyone ever heard of a freemium model? So pretty much a freemium model. Does anyone remember Pandora? The music radio? So pretty much a freemium model is they give you something free with hopes that you're going to upgrade to a better version. So the best example is like Pandora. So, Pandora was free, but it had a lot of commercials in it, a lot of advertising. So remember they came out with like a better version of Pandora where it was commercial free and higher quality streamed music, but you had to pay for it. So that's the freemium model. You try to hook people in with something free with hopes that they upgrade into a better, higher quality service that you offer. So that's what the freemium business model is.
Sounds like Spotify, basically.
Yep. Same thing Spotify does. It's the exact same thing. They pretty much give you something free with hopes that you upgrade. So, and it's actually a pretty cool model. One thing good about it is you can really get a customer base or a following really quick, get word of mouth out, because everyone loves something free, right? I mean, I know I'm guilty. I use Pandora for free all the time. I never upgraded though. I'm not paying y'all. I can get it for free. I just skip the commercial,
So you can upgrade YouTube. You can upgrade YouTube also.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what business models they use, which I've always wondered, like, how could these companies that are giving away stuff for free make money? But now it makes sense if you understand the freemium model. A lot of people are like, oh man, I really like this. I bet this is way better. So then next thing you know, they buy it, but that's the freemium model.
What would be an example of product that is free but service is not?
The what?
What would be an example? When the product is free but service isn't?
Product is free, service isn't. Just, I guess, pretty much. How could we say that? I don't know. It could be any product really. Let's just say for example, let's keep it as like a software. Maybe let's say you buy a certain type of a software and you can download it for free. But say if okay, let's put it this way. Let's say a payroll software is free, okay, and you can actually get access to a platform to run payroll. But in order to get updates to the tax codes and the tax system that is constantly changing, you'd have to pay for that service. of getting updates. So you can actually run payroll, but your tax system and your tax updates are going to be out of date unless you pay to have the updates coming in. So that's just off the top of my head. That'd be a way of maybe the product's free, but the service isn't. So or anything you would need to do, whether it be tax updates or update to a newer version, whatever it is. So I guess in a way it could kind of be like a freemium model in a way, but I guess just tailored a little different. So just pretty much know what your revenue model is to be able to tell them on the pitch. So everyone's good on the different types of revenue models. Okay, who is behind the company? So we want to tell them a little bit about yourself or your team, and you obviously want to highlight individual or group skills, or the individual or group goals, what you hope to obtain or hope to accomplish. What could be some of the things that, as an individual, that you could highlight?
Education, experience, network.
Right. So just education, experience, credentials. So like if you're a CPA or if you're an attorney or doctor, whatever it might be, show them that you've reached the standards of a certain state boards, what their expectations would be. What about team goals or team skills? What could be something that you could highlight there? Maybe just how productive they are. They're a small group, but we can outperform 50 people. Whatever it might be. It don't have to be anything specific. And obviously, if you have a strong advisory board, just be able to highlight their strengths and successes as well. So, and investors have an old saying of saying, bet on the jockey, not the horse. Does anyone know what that means?
Basically, bet on the person starting the business, not the idea of the business itself.
Right. So pretty much, even if they might not be totally sold on what the actual business itself is or what the idea is, if the person presenting it is really passionate about it and has a lot of energy, then chances are they might take a bet on you and not your actual, your product that you're actually selling, because they have faith in you. They think that you can still make it happen. So just a little thing I thought I'd throw in there, that a lot of times, even if they don't agree with your product or anything, if they have faith in you, then they'll still pull the trigger, and one way of saying it. So know who your competition is, be able to tell who your competition is, discuss who they are and what their accomplishments are. And I put here that a successful competition doesn't always have to be a bad thing. It could be a good thing, because it shows that there is a demand for your product, and it shows that people that have used similar business models to you have also succeeded. So it doesn't have to be a negative thing. It can be a good thing. So just know who your competition is and what they do and how they do it. Next is, what is your competitive advantage? So how is your company different than your competitors? Why do you have an advantage over the competition? You could have key partners, better distribution channels, insider access to proprietary technology. So just pretty much what sets you apart from that of the competitor. Okay, some elements that your elevator pitch must contain. Obviously, a hook or a catch line. Remember, we spoke that on Monday about the first two sentences being the most important ones, because you want to grab their attention. So maybe the first thing to start out with is a statement or a question that's going to grab their attention and make them interested to hear more. And keep it around 150 to 250 words. So you don't want it to be longer than anywhere between 30 seconds to 2 minutes long. And just be short and direct. And passion, obviously have a passion for it. We've talked about that a lot. Usually when people have a passion for something, they're better at doing it and more likely to succeed. And obviously investors expect energy and passion out of entrepreneurs, because they want to see someone that's actually passionate about it. And that goes right back to betting on the jockey, not the horse, because if they see that you're passionate, they really might see it as being a successful venture. And then end it with a request. Ask for something at the end of your pitch. So maybe you want their business card, or you ask for a referral, or maybe even try to schedule a time for a full presentation at a later point in time. So these are just some little framework or some ideas to keep in mind when making your elevator pitch or creating your elevator pitch. Does it make sense to everyone while we covered the topics we did? Does anyone want to add anything or take anything away? Or
So I mean, like we're presenting this on Monday. We basically when we're up there, how are we supposed to start? Are we supposed to just like pretend to introduce ourselves to somebody, or is it like?
I mean, if you want, I mean, you could pick someone in the class to do it too, or you can just talk. You can just talk to the group as collectively as you want, as if you're coming in to present your idea. You walk in, we're here, so yeah, I just present it to the group because I mean it's a small little group here, and we'll just because I mean in essence that's what we're doing. So just present your idea as if you're presenting it to just a small group of people.
Do you want us to like act like we're presenting it to customers potentially, or to like investors?
Whoever, it doesn't matter. Whoever you're trying to pitch it to, because I mean, in all reality, your elevator pitch, you can pitch it to a friend, an investor, a customer. I mean, because the whole point is to try to get your idea out there, and so whoever you want to, just I don't care as long as you have an elevator pitch. It's really all I care about. And like I said, you'll just be presented to us. So.
Can I write like notes?
Yeah, and I'm actually glad you said that because I thought of this. Sorry, I thought of this on Monday evening. So what I want everyone to do, and this will help for the people that are actually from a distance. I actually type your elevator pitch. Sorry, my head went blank. Type it up, and actually I'll have an assignment on here to where you submit it in through Moodle. That way I have an actual thing that I can grade it on as well. So just send a hard copy. I'll do the assignment I'll make it up today or tomorrow on Moodle, and that's where you can submit it just before class on Friday. And honestly, it can even be later than class. I'll make it 11:55 Monday night in case anyone forgets to do it prior to class. So, and I would hope that you wouldn't use your sheet when you have it. If you need to refer off it, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that because I'm sure that people that are calling in on my voicemail are probably going to just be reading it for verbatim off the thing. So I will give you all a little bit of leeway there if you all want to, help or have some help out looking at that. That's fine. I have no problem with that. Although I know in all reality, you're not going to say, hey, so, hold on a second, but I have no problem with that. So I'll create an assignment tab that everyone just submit your little speech there, and then we'll just present it on Monday. And then obviously the people listening in, just call and leave me a voicemail on my voicemail, obviously. And if I think of a different way with a video or something for them, then I'll put that up there before it's due. So, any other questions? And obviously Monday, we might touch base on a little other topic after everyone's presented, but we might just get out of here early as we have been, just because that'll just finish up this topic. So it won't be a real long class on Monday, just long enough for us to talk a little bit and you all present your all's elevator pitches. Everyone's good on everything? Okay, Friday we'll either have a video or a guest speaker. So hopefully a guest speaker, but I'm still waiting to hear back. So we'll see. Everyone's good then? All right. Well, I appreciate your all's time. I'm sorry again that the